Without even a driver's license and nothing but an eighth-grade education, the English world was a hard place for an ex-Amish woman on her own. Matt had taken her away and promised to take care of her and show her the wonders of the modern world. But his promises had been empty. He'd disappeared from her life 3 months ago, leaving her to struggle and fail alone. The bus driver shrugged. "All right, you be careful." "Danke. I mean, thank you." When she was upset, the language of her childhood often slipped out. It was hard to remember to speak English when the words of her native Pennsylvania Dutch came to mind first. Gripping her small case tightly, Katie descended the steps and walked toward the edge of the roadway. The doors slammed shut behind her. The engine roared as the driver pulled away, followed by a billowing cloud of diesel fumes. There was no turning back, nowhere left to run. Shivering as the frigid air found its way inside the coat she couldn't button over her bulging stomach, she pulled at the material to close the gap. Now, she was truly alone, except for the child she carried. Standing here wasn't helping. She needed to get moving. Switching her suitcase to her other hand, she arched her back to stretch out a persistent cramp. When it eased, she turned and glanced up the long lane, leading over the hill. For her baby, she would do anything, endure anything. With the late March sky hanging low and gray overhead, Katie wished for the first time that she had kept some of her Amish clothing. If she at least looked the part of a repentant, plain woman, her family reunion might go better. She had left before her baptism, before taking her vows to faithfully follow the plain faith. She would be reprimanded for her errant behavior, but she might not be shunned if she came asking for forgiveness. "Please, God, don't let them send me away." To give her child a home, she would endure the angry tirade she expected from her brother. His wife, Beatrice, wouldn't intercede for Katie. Beatrice would sit silent and sullen, never saying a word. Through it all, Malachi wouldn't be able to hide the gloating in his voice. He had predicted Katie would come to a bad end, out among the English. How she hated that he had been right. Still, she would soon have the one thing her brother and her sister-in-law had been denied in their lives: a baby. Was it possible the arrival of her child might heal old wounds, or would it only make things worse? An unexpected tightening across her stomach made her draw in a quick breath. She had been up since dawn, riding for hours on the jolting bus. It was no wonder her back ached almost constantly now. She started toward the lane that led north from the highway. There could be no rest until she reached her brother's house. The dirt road, running between twin fences, made for rough and treacherous walking. Buggy wheels and horses' hooves had cut deep ruts in the mud that was now frozen. Tiny, hard flakes driven by the wind stung her cheeks and made it difficult to see. She shivered and hunched deeper into her too-small coat. As much as she wanted to hurry toward the warm stove she knew was glowing in her brother's kitchen, she couldn't. She had to be careful of each step over the rough ground. The last thing she wanted to do was fall and hurt the child that meant everything to her. When her son or daughter arrived, Katie would have the one true thing she had always longed for: a family of her own. Her stomach tightened again. She had to stop to catch her breath. Her pain deepened. Something wasn't right. This was more than fatigue. Had her long day of travel hurt the baby? She'd never forgive herself if something happened to her child. After a few quick, panting breaths, the discomfort passed. Katie straightened with relief. She switched her suitcase to her